Hey everyone, today I'm going to share with you what is starting to bud in my garden and what we're going to do to take care of those things, along with a few other things. So what you're seeing right here is an ornamental plum tree, and it already has lots of good buds on it, so I want to make sure that I really give it some good water. We have had a very dry winter, and so this is my chance on this nice warm day to give it a really good drink of water. And I am also going to fertilize it. I use Espoma's all-purpose plant tone fertilizer, which is an organic fertilizer, on everything I do, except, and we'll talk about this in another video, but I do use fish emulsion on my roses and my blackberries. But I'm going to do this today, and I am spreading it around the tree and kind of working it in, and then I will give it a good watering so that soaks down into the soil. If you read the Plantone package in regards to trees, it says to fertilize twice a year, and the first time is in early March. So that's what we're doing here. And as you can see, like I said, I'm going to water that fertilizer in really good so that it seeps down into the soil. Now I'm watering this pot that I planted several bulbs in a few months ago. After I planted those bulbs, unfortunately a squirrel came and dug up several of them, but I do have one that has come up, so I don't know what's left in here, so this will be a surprise once everything comes up. But I want to make sure I take care of it because I know there is something in there. These are my nepitas, which is also known as catmint. They are coming up. They are perennials. They do not like fertilizer, so I'm not fertilizing them, but I do want to give them some water since they are greening up now. And this is a New Mexico olive. It is starting to get little buds on it, so I want to make sure to give it good water. Also, our junipers, which are evergreens, but I need to give them some good water, again, because we had a dry winter. And I just have to look at that beautiful view again. Love living out here and getting to see that every day. Now we're at my flower garden, which I have given some water throughout the winter, a little bit, but I really need to give it a good drink of water now because I have bulbs in here too that are coming up. And I've noticed some of the perennials are starting to get some green leaves on them. So this bed, I want to give it a really good deep watering. So that's what I'm doing here. Here you can see several of the bulbs coming up. I have daffodils, alliums, and tulips in here. So they're coming up nicely. I wanted to show you our one-seed junipers or single-seed junipers that are native here in New Mexico. My husband the other day said, "Oh, why is this one turning brown?" And I had to explain to him that is normal. It happens every spring. That is actually called the male cones, and that's where the pollen comes out of. So this juniper that I'm showing you right here is a male juniper, and I think the one right next to it, there's nothing on it right now for me to show this to you, but it is a female. All right, now I'm going to my blackberries, and they haven't started greening up. They're a little bit later, but I want to give them a good watering while I'm doing all the other watering. And as I mentioned earlier, once they start greening up, I will fertilize them, but not with the Plantone. I fertilize those with a fish emulsion that really works really well on blackberries and roses. So I'm hoping to have a really good crop of blackberries this year. Last year I actually propagated some of the stems down into the soil so that they would root more plants. So I have a lot more plants along my fence line here than I did in the past. In this pot, I propagated a blackberry last year and was able to eventually cut it from the mother plant, and it was growing nicely in the pot. So I'm hoping it comes back this year and it's doing okay. This is a Fuji apple tree, actually a miniature or dwarf Fuji apple tree. And so I'm going to fertilize this and give it some good water also. It has buds starting on it too. They're kind of hard to see, but there's some buds out there. There, if I can get it to focus. And right next to this, I have a red Bartlett pear that I will do the same. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.